And Grant, I wanted to ask you about that first. First of all, congratulations.
Yes,
played
sir.
very
Thank
well
you.
tonight. Getting back to Wichita, I know you grew up here till the 6th grade. You came to games here. So what does it feel like to be back here actually playing on this court now?
It feels great. You know, I've always dreamed of playing in this gym as a kid, elementary school, coming to games. So, I mean, it's just great to be back in the city with my family and just being able to, for them being able to come watch me. It's a blessing. So I'm just happy.
Talk about the re-recruitment. You decommitted from your signing with UCLA after they made a coaching change. What was it about Wichita State that kind of swung you here?
A lot of people don't know this, but Coach Marshall has always recruited me, like freshman, sophomore year, always stayed in touch. So I just felt like we already had a great connection, and I got family here in town, and just felt like they kind of needed me here. I could help, and so I felt like this was the best fit.
Grant, talk a little bit about the chemistry on the team. 24 turnovers for the team on 36 baskets.
24 assists.
24 assists
Yes,
on
sir.
36 baskets. You look for one another. You seem like you've played together for years and years.
Yes, sir. That just comes with us being really close off the court. You know, everybody here trusts each other. They trust each other on the court, off the court. So, I mean, we just kind of mesh together. Even during the summer, playing pickup, it just was always very smooth. No complaints by anybody not touching the ball. Everybody's getting their touches. Everybody's getting a chance to look good out there. So, I mean, we just got a really great chemistry on and off the court.
And you have to bring it every day in practice because the competition is so tough.
Most definitely. No days off in practice. Everybody in here is good. Everybody that they recruited here is good. So if you slack off one day, they're going to let you know.
You know, Dave mentioned something during the broadcast. Coach Marshall mentioned it last night on his radio show, and I wanted to ask you from the player perspective. Players like you, Tyson, seem to be making a very quick adjustment to all of this, and it's been mentioned that you guys played at a very high level of club basketball and AAU and whatever, and that kind of competition and what you faced there in some ways makes it a little easier to make this transition.
Most definitely, but coming here, I want to say like everybody struggles their first 2 weeks because they are not used to the speed of the game. But Coach Marshall just does a great job of putting you through adversity every day in practice to get you ready for the stage. So hat off to Coach Marshall.
And I know that coming off of the exhibition game, you guys were maybe a little surprised that he got into you a little bit yesterday in the video session, but I know all of that's learning about the culture that you need to maintain here and the level of performance that's expected.
Most definitely. It was welcome to WSU yesterday for some of the freshmen in the film room. But you just can't take it personal. You got to take it onto the court and get better, and that's what we did.
They moved the three-point line back to 22 feet, 1 3/4 inches, thinking that that's going to make it more difficult for the guards in particular to shoot the three-point shot, but you didn't seem to be fazed at all by that.
Once you play for about a few weeks, you don't really notice it. It's not that big of a difference to me. I know it's not a big difference for Tyson, so yeah, it's not that big of a deal, honestly.
Obviously, you can score and distribute. Is that something that you've always done? Have you mostly played point and kind of developed that feel for scoring when you can, but looking to get your teammates involved?
Yeah, most definitely. I've always been a point guard. I played off the ball a little bit in high school because we had a couple smaller guards, but I've always been a point guard. I've always looked to get my teammates open shots, and if it comes to it, I can get a bucket if I need to.
Obviously, you've been grinding it out in practice for a long time. It starts earlier now in college than it used to back into the summer. But how much did the scrimmage on Saturday and this game help all of you kind of just focus and realize where you really need to give your attention now this next week before the opener?
Oh, it gave us a big focus on getting back in transition, playing hard, and just coming every day with the intent of winning and winning the way that we winning the Marshall way, pretty much.
High expectations for the team this year. The ceiling is high. NCAA tournament possibilities, do well in the league, those types of things.
Yes, sir.
Did you talk about those things at all, or getting back to the NCAA?
Yeah, I mean, among the players, we always talk about it. We got a little group chat that has the March Madness and stuff like that. So it's definitely a goal for us as a team. Coach Marshall enforces it every day, but we know that's where we're supposed to be. So we don't really talk about it that much. We know that we have to get there.
Grant, it is great to have you back. Welcome home.
Yes, sir.
Pleasure
Thank you.
to have you here. Great to meet you.
Thank you.
Enjoyed
Grant
it.
Sherfield,
Thanks, Grant.
our star of the game, presented by the Kansas Lottery.